To also agree.
One of the most complicated withdrawals has been President Donald Trump's decision not just to pull the US out of the Iran nuclear deal, but to impose sanctions on European companies which continue to work in the country.
And it has made the nuclear situation more difficult because, in effect, the deal is now struggling to stay alive, and Iran is starting to perhaps not fully respect all aspects of it, which is a backward step. So I think the withdrawal from that deal was entirely self-defeating.
Joe Biden's team has indicated he will bring America back into the deal, but there are no guarantees on whether he'll want additional conditions which Tehran may not approve. The Trump White House has also pulled out of the 2015 Paris Climate Accord, turning its back on commitments to reduce carbon emissions.
Biden, during his election campaigns, has made it clear that this is something he really believes in. Climate change is a big issue for him. And I see transatlantic relations sort of reviving on the basis of their mutual commitment of the EU and America. And there I see potential for real cooperation, and lots of good words will be said.
Like previous American presidents, Trump has frequently pushed European members of the Nato military alliance to keep their promise to spend 2% of GDP on defence. Some have now incrementally done so. He's planning to close US bases in Germany, withdrawing thousands of troops. It's caused some alarm in Europe, but not everyone believes his military strategy has been a failure.
If you put the bar very low and you say, well, it's actually good for an American president if he just doesn't start a completely disastrous war, to that very low bar, for a fact, Donald Trump has done better than his predecessor. So whatever you think of him, ultimately his economic policies, whether you agree with them or not, that's a problem for Americans mostly.
Under the Trump presidency, trade tariffs have been imposed on European steel and aluminium. The question is, if elected, would Biden try to revive Barack Obama's efforts to sign a free trade deal with the EU? While the Democratic Party nominee may be someone that the EU structures may secretly prefer, Joe Biden has used campaign rally speeches to link Poland and Hungary to what he's termed the rise of totalitarian regimes in Europe. Not every capital of the EU might be so pleased if he takes the White House. Jack Parrock, TRT World, Brussels.